Hello everyone, this is Deb Joyce Meek from Delight of My Art. Today we're doing our Sweet and Simple card class for March 2023. I have 6 cards. Every month we do a Sweet and Simple card class, and it's just some easy stamping, and everything is cut and ready for you in this packet here. Let me show you a past one. I sent it to you in the mail with this nice cardboard backing. This is one from last year, but I had an extra one left. But I've got this nice cardboard backing, and then this whole thing is sent in a bubble mailer. So if you place an order in my online store, orderwithdeb.com, using the host code that's in the link here, you'll get this packet shipped to you for free if you're in the United States. Otherwise, you can't shop with me anyway. But everybody can watch and follow along. You can play with your own products. I'll tell you all the measurements for everything. I think yes, I do have that paper somewhere. Here it is. Okay, so I do have all of the measurements, but you'll also get a PDF mailed to you or emailed to you when I send the packet out. This will go out the last week of the month. And if your order is over $50, I will also send you a whole bolt of this gold ribbon right here. All right, so let's go ahead and get started. So our first card here will be these two, and usually it's two cards, each of 3 different designs, but they're the same design, but I used different paper because that made it a little bit more fun. So I'm using a fresh freesia one and a flirty flamingo one, and the paper here is from the Hues of Happiness suite. It's just so pretty. And so we've got some embossing here. Everything will be embossed for you and die cut with these little labels. And I'll even include the little embellishments. The only thing that I don't include is the ribbon here. Hello, Becky. Thanks for watching live. So I'll go ahead and get these going here. So what you'll have is this whole packet here, and the envelope for each one is in the back of the stack. So I'll take this whole piece off, and here's the envelope for that one. And then all of the cards for the purple one are here. So let's go ahead and do the pink one first. I'll put this off to the side. And you'll see the butterflies for both cards are in this little tiny baggie, so they don't get lost. So we'll put that to the side there. And all you got to do is burnish your fold here with your bone folder. And we'll do some layering. So you'll have 2 different white pieces here plus your envelope. So make sure you don't mix these up. So one is your envelope. It'll have that flap on there. So put that to the side. You'll have one bigger piece and one littler piece. The bigger piece is going to go on the inside, and the smaller piece is going to be part of the layering for the front. So we'll put aside the inside piece also. So you'll have this piece of Melon Mambo, and we'll all glue all of these down. There's nothing we have to stamp on for these. So this is the way that those will go. It's just goes together real nice like that, all prepared. And the measurements on that are, the base, of course, is the regular half of a sheet of cardstock folded in half. But your first layer here, the Melon Mambo, is 3 3/4 by 5. Let's go ahead and put that on. I'm using new glue. It's always exciting to open a new glue, right? I was just at Michael's today looking for a topper for my little cart, and I noticed that their glue is a lot more expensive than ours. We actually, most of the things in our catalog are things that are exclusive to Stampin' Up, but you can get this at local craft stores. However, it's like $2 more. So you can get it from me for a lot less. Just throw it in with one of your orders. And this white piece here is 3 1/2 by 4 3/4. We don't have to do any stamping on this. It's just part of the layers. And then we have this pretty embossed piece, and I forget the name. Oh, this is called the Cane Weave 3D embossing folder. This was in the spring mini catalog that's recent, and that is still current. I will just make sure that I have an even border on the left and the top and the bottom. And then I'm going to do this little piece next, which is pretty skinny. Sorry, this piece was 1 3/4 by 4 5/8, and this little one is 3/8 wide by 4 5/8 tall. And then this piece here is 1 inch wide by 4 5/8 tall. And as you emboss, you might find that your paper shrinks just a little bit. So this DSP might be a smidge longer seaming than the other pieces. So I might go ahead and just trim off just the tiniest little piece on this one, just because we lose a little bit of the measurement from the folding of the paper when you emboss it. So just the tiniest little sliver should do. You can see that's just the tiniest little piece. And we'll glue that in. Nice and easy. In fact, maybe we'll just do this whole card and then the other card. All right. And now we just have some stamping left. So we have our inside piece, our little label, and our envelope. And we'll do that all at once. I'm stamping with Melon Mambo ink right here. We still have our cute little butterflies. If you haven't picked up some of these brass butterflies too, these are so fun and cute, and they're self-adhesive. So you just peel them off this little tiny sheet that's in there and stick them on. All right, I'm going to have this rose. I should put it on the block better. And that's going to go in the corner of our envelope here, and making sure that this is our envelope. Indeed, yes. And I'll put it on the corner of our inside piece. And of course, I've gotten ink on my thumb here now. So just give that a rub. All right, so we have happy birthday, and I want that on my banner here. On the inside, I'm going to put you are wonderful in every way. Just the right nice thing to say for somebody having a birthday to make their day. This is actually going to go off of the edges just a little bit. So I'm going to bring in my little piece of grid paper. I love this little grid paper because I often end up having about this much space on my desk to craft as I'm crafting. So this is actually in the Stamparatus section in the catalog online, and also in the book, but it's because it fits the Stamparatus perfectly, but I actually use it all the time. So I'm just putting that happy birthday on there. Oops. And there we go. See, the tails kind of go off of the edges, but it still looks really cute. Little script. Okay, we are done with this ink. That's all the stamping that we have to do with that one. And I'll just go ahead and glue these pieces on now. So the inside piece here will go on the inside. That makes sense. And the label will go on dimensionals. So I'll just get out my, there they are. I pulled them out to be more convenient, and of course forgot where I put them. I put them in a safe place. Never fall for that. It's never a safe place, is it? All right, so we got happy birthday. I'm going to center that kind of on this DSP portion. So it will kind of hang off of the right here, which looks cute, I think. So just like that. And you'll put a little bow over here with a glue dot. And if you don't have that, you can use a different bow. I used about 9 inches of ribbon over there. And we will also be using these little brass butterflies. So I'll get those 2 out. Come here. I'm going to use my handy take your pick tool with the putty end to scoot those off of their little sheet there. I've got 1, and 2. So cute. And this is what it looks like with the ribbon. And we'll go ahead and move on to the purple one. So same thing with this one. So you're doing the same things, except you end up with a slightly different card. So we have our envelope. Again, we'll put that off to the side so we don't accidentally stamp on that layer. We've got our card base here. And we'll go ahead and fold that. Sweet and Simple card class consists of the 6 cards. So these are the first set of 2. And again, this first layer is 3 3/4 by 5. And this is Gorgeous Grape on top of Fresh Freesia. By the way, we are getting a color refresh in March. And if you like any of our current colors, make sure that you grab them, especially the retiring, like this Fresh Freesia is definitely going away, and they always go really fast. I'm putting glue on this too early because I'm talking. All right, the next layer is this white one, 3 1/2 by 4 3/4. But Fresh Freesia has been one of my favorites. It's in a lot of our paper right now. So if you have a stash of beautiful paper, make sure that you check the back where it lists all the colors and pick up some coordinating colors. And if you don't have the refills for the ink pads, they might be going away. So if you, again, check your inventory, and while you're making sure you got all the colors you need, you'll probably qualify for this free class packet in the mail. So go ahead and shop it with me at orderwithdeb.com. All right, so this piece, again, this embossed piece, 1 3/4 by 4 5/8 tall, and this one's just 3/8 of an inch, which seems so skinny when you cut it, but on the card it looks just fine. I think it's part of that illusion, like it's a whole panel, and then this kind of lays on top, but it just has a little gap. Isn't that pretty? This layout I saw online somewhere, and so I'm just going to give this a little trim here. Again, this is 1 inch by 4 5/8. And I just thought this layout was so pretty. That's what's nice about seeing a card you like online. You can look like the layout and just change all of the paper and the greetings and everything, and it's just a nice look where you don't have to come up with the idea of how everything goes together. All right, so there's our front, and now we can do our stamping. So again, we are using that same stamp set. I didn't show you this. We're using Happiness Abounds, which is the one that coordinates with this DSP. Very, very pretty. And I'm using different stamps on this one than I did with the other one, just because I didn't want to wash my stamps in between for the class that we have. So this one, the other one we did was birthday. This one's going to be best wishes, wishing you all the happiness you can imagine. So you can use that as a wedding, or, you know, best wishes as you graduate or whatever. So we're using 2 different flowers. So, and Gorgeous Grape ink. And that way we got 2 very similar cards, but they could be made completely separate. So this is the other flower with the kind of pointy petal on the right. And I'm going to put that in the corner of my envelope and my centerpiece, because you want your insides decorated too, right? And here's our, making sure that it's right side up, wishing you all the happiness you can imagine. I like to put that about 2/3 of the way up, so you have room to write the name, but then also a little note at the end, and you can sign it down here. And then we also need our best wishes on our little tag here. I don't think this one hangs off the edge. There we go. And we can close that ink up and then put this together, and we're almost done with our first third of the class. I hope you guys are having a good day today. It is St. Patrick's Day as I'm making this. I've got my One Lucky Mama shirt on. You might have seen as I'm opening the video here. And That's one of my favorite shirts because I do think I'm one lucky mama. But this shirt I can wear year round because it's not so St. Patrick's Day, but it is pretty St. Patrick's Day. It does have some clovers on it. All right, so here's our label. You guys doing anything fun for St. Patrick's Day? We're old, so we don't go out and party anymore. So we'll probably just stay in and I don't know what. All right, so there's that. And we want to put our little butterflies on there. Again, you'll take 9 inches of some gold ribbon, make a little bow off to the side there. Let's see, here's that one. These are really stuck on there. Come here. Push my putty onto the tip a little bit better. There. And there is our second card. So again, with the ribbon, it would look like this. Very pretty. Moving on, we've got some manly cards using the He's All That stamp set. And this is what that looks like. Let me clear up my workstation just a smidge. Just push those. Okay. These are going to be gatefold cards. And let's see. Oh, here's where I put this packet. Okay, so here's this packet. We've got some belly bands. That's what these long things are for. So we'll go ahead and take all of this out. This one doesn't have any ribbon on it, but you could add it if you wanted to. And we've got 3 little brushed metallic dots here too. So the first card here is the Early Espresso one, and we've got the envelope back there. And then we've got one that's Cajun Craze. So we'll do one at a time. I'll start with this one. And I've got for this one, both of the circle stamps here, the Every Day With You is Another Adventure, together for the long haul. I thought that went really well with this paper here, and I love this image. It's so cute. We also have a kit online that's similar with kind of a compass or a dial or a watch or something like that. So you could probably use that too. And I love this little corner, putting it on the envelopes. So we'll go ahead and put that together. We're going to be using Early Espresso for this one. And we're going to be doing something special with this piece of crumb cake, actually. We'll put that to the side for now. So let's take our envelope. This is the envelope. We'll put that to the side, and we have our piece. It is already scored for you. It's a gatefold. So you'll fold that towards the front and then burnish it. So it will open like this. But we're going to be putting a belly band on it so it closes nice. Your 2 pieces of DSP here do match up for the picture, so that you can put it on here. You'll have a border around the outside, and in the middle they will meet completely. So when we glue these on, glue it all the way up to that center edge there. It's always nice to have a couple manly cards in your stash because it's kind of hard to come up with ideas sometimes, and when you're in a rush to have a card, it's just nice to have one already ready. And I feel like this one's a good one. You can use it for a birthday or Father's Day or just whenever. Appreciation for the man in your life or the lady. I mean, we like camping and adventurous times too, so it's not so manly. Just makes you want to go have fun and get lost, right? All right, so we have this circle here. This is a 2-inch circle from the 2-inch circle punch. And then this piece is going to go on the inside. We'll be stamping on that. That one will be this Together for the Long Haul. But first, let's go ahead and do this special thing on the crumb cake here. And I'm going to have to bring my paper back in. We're going to use the blending brush with a couple different colors. This is going to be fun. All right. So we want to make this look kind of like suede or like leather. So we're going to be coloring the crumb cake with a couple different inks so that it looks a little bit distressed and then ends up looking cool like this. Okay, so I'm going to pull out crumb cake, soft suede, and the early espresso, all three, and just kind of give it a little brush. Now, when you use your blending brush, you want to kind of start off to the side because your very first touch with the ink after you've inked it up is a little bit strong. So we're going to start with the lightest color here. I'm just going to kind of brush that in the middle. And then again, I'm just going to tap it off to the side so that that strongest part of the ink is not on my brush anymore. And now I can just kind of brush it on here. And it's real nice and subtle. After that very first mark, it should be pretty subtle. You might not even be able to see the, well, you can probably see the difference. Yeah, so we're just getting a little bit of texture on there. Doesn't that look cool? That's nice. You can see it in the camera. So we're going to be punching 2 circles out of here, so you don't have to go all the way to the edges. It's just kind of in the middle. And now I'm going to go in with some soft suede. I don't even need to wash my brush or anything. It's a similar color, so I don't feel like that's necessary. And if you have a little bit of different variations in colors, that's fine too, because leather can take on some different looks here. And we're going to add just a little bit of this early espresso. Not too much. I don't want it to be too dark. Just to give it a little flavor. All right. So here's what we have. It looks darker on the video actually than it does in person. But we're going to go ahead and stamp on those. So we'll go ahead and close our lighter inks. And I only want to stamp with this darker one, which is early espresso. And we're going to stamp the compass looking one off to the left because we're going to use the other side for our other circle on our other card. So this is for both cards. Make sure that you're not stamping or punching and stamping right in the middle here. And I would recommend stamping first so that you can punch it out perfectly. So there's that one. And the punch that I have for this one is the 1 3/4 inch punch, which is right here. These have both been added back to our online store, our online exclusives, and they will be back in stock shortly if you don't already have those, but they've been very popular. They took them out of the store or from the offering for quite a while, and we've missed them. So I'm so glad that they're back. I love using circle punches because they layer so nicely and they're so fast. Okay, so here's this one. While we have this one out and we have our blending brush here, I am going to, maybe not even re-inking, I'll just kind of brush the edges just to maybe re-inking just a little bit. Not too much. Again, brushing off. Okay, yeah, just a little bit on the edges to give it a little bit of character. We'll do this to the other one too when we get to the other card. But we've already done the work for our suede leathery piece. Just like how this looks. Doesn't that look cool? Oh, hi, Julie. Sorry, I wasn't looking at comments. All right, so now we can take this away and bring in the rest of the card pieces. Okay, so we've got our card, we've got the front glued on, here's the inside, here's this piece, and we had our early espresso piece here. We'll glue that together, and then we have our belly band. So we'll push that to the side. We need to ink up our inside here with early espresso again, together for the long haul. Isn't that so cute? All right, we'll put that here. Oh my goodness, I love it. So that's just going to get glued to the inside. And then while we have the ink out, let's go ahead and do the envelope, which is with these little corners. I'm kind of all over the place right now. Doesn't this look cool? You could go all the way around or do the flaps at the back. I'm going to stop there, but you could do the flaps at the back here too. So cute. All right, we're done with this ink for now. So now we can just glue all of these pieces together. Hopefully you're having a lucky day. All right, so here's another fun tip that I like to show every time I do a belly band. To get the perfect tightness around your belly band, you want to have a bone folder. You want to have a bone folder anyway to make sure that your creases are nice, because it's just nice to have something that makes your cards stay flat, right? But let me show you this tip. Okay, so I'm going to take my belly band and I'm going to put it in the back, because on the front, the Julie says the corners sold you. I know. I had a class yesterday, and my teammate Julie came and she said, "Oh, I need this set. I love these corners." So it's funny. Okay, so here we're gonna fold without creasing. Don't crease it. Just kind of pull it to the front and stick your bone folder in here. We want to have this in here. This is how you're going to get the perfect tightness on your belly bands. So while that's there, I'm going to have this lift up. I want to clip this, whatever flap I have on the top, to cut in the middle, because we're covering that up with this piece, and I don't want this tab sticking out to the left when I have this on the top of it. This piece will be on the bottom, so it won't matter. But I'm just going to, you don't have to be perfectly in the middle, just somewhere in the middle where you know this is going to cover it. All right, so right there, and that's where I want to glue that. So I will put glue on this side, and I'll actually put glue on this side. That way I know it's all the way up to this edge and all the way up to this edge. All right, so now I can pull that fairly tight with the bone folder there, because that will give us, I can even scoot it to the side. And if you don't crease the edges, it will slide a little bit better. I could push those, but I don't want to. So now it should, yeah, it's really nice, but it's not going to fall off. See? Isn't that perfect? I love this. I love this tip. Okay. And I'm going to be fancy and use black dimensionals because this color is so dark, but you can use white ones. But this is a great excuse to use your black ones, right? All right. So I'm going to put this one in the middle and put two more on there because they should be all covered up. Yes. With that. And make sure your words are right side up. Every day with you is another adventure. And look at this. You'll have these points pointing you to the center of your belly band, and these points pointing you to your crack here in the middle. Isn't that helpful? So right there. So cute. And now we can get this out, and we're going to put the big one in the middle, like it's the as if we had a brad in the middle that you could turn that with, which I guess you could, but I didn't get that fancy. All right, so we're just going to take that one, stick her right in the middle. So rustic and cute. Love it. So there's that one, and now we can do the other one. This one has Cajun Craze, and it has the barbecue. I love this. And this one's going to use the stamp, Holy Smokes, You're Amazing. And we'll have a Father's Day for that one. But you could use a birthday sentiment or anything for that. I just thought this was so cute. All right, so we'll go ahead and burnish that. my bone folders over here because I needed it for that belly band. And again, this should match up, right? Like that one's not matching up, so it's this way. Yep, there it is. So I just wanted to make sure before I glue it on that it does match. And again, we'll leave a little border on the outside. I don't think I told you the measurements for any of this card. I got really excited about doing the manly card and didn't tell you anything. So the base here is a 5.5 by 8.5, scored at 2 1/8 on both sides. That's the way you get your gatefold. So it's 2 1/8 in on each side. And then this is a piece that I cut 4 1/4 by, or I'm sorry, 5 1/4 by 4, and then I just cut it in half at 2. Julie says you overlooked the sweet for a whole year. I know, it's almost gone. It's really cute. The paper has these fun punch outs on 2 of the pages. So you have all of these little cut aparts that literally just punch out of your paper to put on things. So fun. I don't have enough to send out as a class, but that's just such a cool feature. I hope they do that more with other ones. Okay. So there's that. And then the inside to this piece, I have just another piece that's 4 by 5 1/4. This one is, what color is this? This is a, I hardly ever use this color, Sahara Sand. It's the light color that's in this paper. That's why I chose that one. That's going to go on the background. And then we have our envelope here. And let's see, where did those stamps go? I'm going to stamp in black just because this paper is black, but you could do the brown. It would probably look fine. And we want to stamp on our suede piece here too. Okay, so here is Holy Smokes, You're Amazing. This is kind of an oval size, but it looks good in a circle too. So cute. And we'll do on the inside, Happy Father's Day. Wishing you a happy Father's Day. Looks kind of rustic. Oops, did I lose some camera? There we go. Looks a little distressed, which is cool looking. All right, and the envelope, I'm actually just going to do the same brown just because I didn't want to wash my stamp, but you could switch to black if you want. And we'll have to punch this out. Okay, let's just do the envelope real quick since we got all the ink out. Then I can put it away and not dip my elbows in it or anything. You guys do that? You get all excited about doing stuff and then you leave an ink pad open and now you've made a big mess. So we'll do the inking, get it out of the way, and then close the ink pads and stick them aside. All right, so there's our cute envelope. Put this away. All right, all of those ink pads are put away. All right, now we can glue and punch. We've got our 1 3/4 inch circle punch here. Again, that will go right there. Oh, I took the ink pad away too quickly because we want to do the edges. I should have done that all at the same time. So here's our piece. We don't need that anymore. And we can do a little bit of edge brushing. And I got to get my scrap paper out here to start that. Okay, here we go. Just a little bit of some extra color there along the edges. Not necessary. You could even just do this in crumb cake or even this color, but I just thought it added an extra cool touch to this one. All right, so take that away. Don't need that anymore. Put our circle on here. Add our inside, and then we get to do this cool belly band technique again. Getting our perfect thickness. I love this glue because it gives you a little bit of wiggle time to get everything just right, and then you can let it adhere and it goes real firm. All right, so we've got this one. And we've got our little dots here, and we'll do our belly band. All right, so this goes in the back. Gotta get our tool out here. So I'm just going to give it a little press over. Again, I'm not creasing that side. I'm just kind of pulling it so it folds against the edge there. I'm just making sure that my belly band is going perpendicular to that before I pull it. Otherwise, I won't get an even fold. I'll just kind of give it a press here, but not close to the edge. Okay, now we'll clip this in the middle and give this a glue. Come on, you're new. You don't need to be having any issues here. Here we go. All right, so we'll just wait just a couple seconds, maybe about 10, to have that adhere real nice. And then get our dimensionals out. We'll just do white for this one, because it doesn't matter. This is kind of in the middle, isn't it? It's not quite a dark, but it's not really a light either. You could go either way. All right, and again, we've got this line that helps us figure out where the center for this is. And those tools kind of X right on top of this line. All right, there's that. And we're just going to put these cuties little, let's see, where did I put them on the other card? Where did I put the other card? I know I have another one here somewhere. I just pulled it up to show you. Oh, here it is. I put it on the top and the bottom. That's what I did. We'll do that. I like that because it's a little bit empty because of the oval shape. You could, I think I put them originally to the sides and it just looked like there was too much in the middle. So this will work. Cute. So there's our fourth card. Those two turned out really cute. All right, last two. This one is one that I showed on mystery stamping this week, if you watched that. Here they are. And I found, this is funny. I found this, I went out this morning and I came home and I found the ribbon on the floor in my classroom and I went, I know this was on my card. Where's my card? Did the dog eat it? Did the cat eat it? I don't know. So I did find it across the floor on in the living room. So they must have been tearing at it. Yeah, there's a dimensional gone, but this was behind there. So it looks like this. And you have that ribbon back there. But yeah, they took the ribbon off. I guess they didn't like it. So I got some stamping critics over here. So I'll have to adhere that back on there at some point. But those cards look like they're little pocket cards. And you can fit a little tea bag in the pocket also. This is just one that I had on hand. But I thought that was so cute. You could send that in the mail. And if you're, actually, it's not as bulky as I thought. But if your card is over 1/4 of an inch, in the US here, we can get these butterfly stamps. You can ask your postal worker. It's a hand cancel stamp so that when you have a bulky card, they hand do it and it doesn't go through the machine and get all wrecked and chewed up. And it doesn't cost as much as 2 stamps. So it's worth your while to have a sheet of those on hand, just for anything that you're like, I don't want them to put this through the machine. I want them to be more delicate with this card. It's worth the extra couple cents to get those. All right, so the stamp set that we're using for this one is Bottled Happiness, just because I don't have the stamp set that goes with this cute paper. That's the tea set, and I don't know why, but the catalog's coming to an end. Julie, I'm like you. I kind of missed that whole suite almost for the whole year, but I just got the paper and it's so stinking cute. But I thought, what other stamp sets do I have that will maybe go with like a tea bag? And I thought Overflowing with Happiness and Sending Cheer would probably work really well. And this set is so cute too, because it's got that matching punch and all these flowers are so cute. So let's go ahead and get our packet out for those. And this is what that looks like. And since I taught the class last night, I know what to warn you about on doing right and wrong with this card. So thank you so much to my class members who struggled a bit figuring out which of these go on top and the bottom and everything. So let's go ahead and do this red one first. This is actually, let's see, what color is this called? This is our in color red sweet sorbet. And a lot of this paper that's in this tea, oh, isn't that so cute, is our new in colors. So I'm using another in color, Starry Sky. Both of these will stick around for a whole nother year. So of all of the colors that you need to stock up on, these are 2 of the 5 that you don't need to worry about going away. All right, so I should have the paper facing the right way, but if you look, this was a whole piece of DSP that was 4 inches by 3 inches, and I cut it at a diagonal. Since it's directional, there is one piece that is right side up, and the other piece, if you were to flip it and put it on the corner, would be upside down. So this piece has to be the other side, because we're going to make the pocket like this. So this is the thing that you'll have to make sure that you're aware of the direction if you have directional paper. If you're just using a pattern that is not directional, that part won't matter as much. I just wanted to let you be aware of that. I'm going to put these stamps off to the side, bring in some different ones. I'll get all situated here. All right, so all of our pieces here, again, we've got our envelope and put that to the side. And this piece, I said the DSP was 4 inches by 3 inches. And this way you could get 2 of these out of a 6 by 6 or 12 of them out of a 12 by 12, which is so cool. I also have a piece of sweet sorbet. This is a quarter sheet, so it's 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. So it's like a whole sheet, or like the half sheet that's folded, but we just have the one piece. And then again, our 4 inches by 5 1/4 piece that will go on top of that. This is the scalloped contours. I love these dies. They're so cute with the stitching detail in there. And I think there's 5 different rectangles with different kinds of stitching on them. This is the second biggest one. And the piece that goes on the top of that will fit perfectly is kind of an odd measurement. So I will tell you that it is 2 9/16 by 3 7/8. And 9/16 is one tiny tick mark over a half. So if that confuses you, it's just 2 1/2 plus one tiny little line, and 3 7/8. So that will fit perfectly within that stitched dotted border thing. Okay, so I will not glue that down yet, but we can actually glue this one. I'm not doing any stamping on that part. And we're actually going to do the stamping for both of these cards together, since it's actually the same stamps. I thought that would make it easier. Once we get to the last card, you just kind of go make it easier. So again, this is no stamping, although you could. And on these, I've layered them how I want them on the card so that I know which one to do first. We're going to do the bottom one first because I want this one on top. So I have to do this one first. And don't glue along the diagonal, and don't go all the way over the back. We're just going along the L shape, the edges, because we're making a pocket. Again, this is what I made on the mystery card this week. So we have 2 more samples. I'd love for you to check it out in our group, Stamp with Delight, on Facebook. You can see every week we do a fun fold, and you can see the alternatives. I make one on video, and then I show you a couple other ideas with that same fold. So we're having a lot of fun in there. All right, so there's that one. And before we use the pocket, I'm going to let this sit. So we'll just do this pocket and then move on to the next card, actually, because we want to do our stamping all at once. Okay, the long side's at the bottom. Okay, so I'll put that off to the side here. And we've got our cute little gold pearls here. That's from the Festive Pearls. And here's those things. Okay, so let's get out our other color. This one is, I'm having a brain malfunction here. It's the indigo one. There's our envelope. And we'll stamp on this one and this one. Julie says she loves my mystery cards. It's her day to play. Oh, yay. I know, you're always there. I appreciate you. So this piece, again, just goes on that card base, 4 inches by 5 1/4 on top of the 5 1/4 by, 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. And then here's this piece. Isn't this so cute? So again, we cut it at a diagonal. That was 3 inches by 4 inches wide. And then we'll flip this one over. So I want to do this one first. Not on the diagonal, just on the L. Don't want our things falling out of our pocket, so I got to make sure to put glue all the way along the edge. You could tuck a fun note in there. I mean, this other thing that we're making is a fun note, but you could put another note in there, or tickets to a ball game, or I don't know. Lots of fun things you could do with this. Pocket cards. Money for a birthday. All right. Well, I'm off camera. Okay, so we have those two. Let's do some stamping. Again, we're using the same color on both of these because both of these use this color in there, and I thought it looked good, and then I don't have to wash any stamps, so that's made sense to me. We've got Overflowing with Happiness, so I'll do that on both of these rectangle pieces towards the top so that when we tuck some tea in there, that doesn't get covered up. Just low enough to write somebody's name if you wanted to. Real small. There's 1, 2. And then we'll need this Sending Cheer on these cute little ovals. Okay. All right. So that, oh, we need to do the envelope. Don't put the ink pad away yet. We'll do it all at once, right? Okay, so we'll just push that to the side, move our ink pad. I need to bring my paper back because our envelopes will be kind of stamped off to the side. I'm using the flower or the leafy bit from that stamp set Bottled Happiness just to kind of give the corner a little bit of fun. I inked up the whole thing, but my people yesterday just inked up the right side because they're being so nice and conservative with the stamp and the ink. But I just added a little pizzazz to the corner there. And that's why I have this backing sheet here so I don't get ink on my counter. But you could turn it a different way, make it a different design there. Just adds a little fun. All right, we are done with the ink. I'll put that away before I stick my thumb in it. And I'll put those inky stamps over there to get washed later. Now we can put all this together. Okay, so here's my glue. We'll glue our ovals on to their little backing. I love this double oval punch. I use it all the time. And again, with my circle punches. So again, another must have. I love this. It's just perfect for layering another color behind your sentiment. And a lot of our stamps have little greetings that would fit on here. You can see the size of it in the booklet too, or in the catalog. All the punches are 2 size. So if you have something that you think might fit there, go ahead and maybe cut it out and you can lay it on top of the catalog and see if it'll fit. All right, so I'll show you how this will look with and without the ribbon. This would use 19 inches of ribbon around the edge of the card and then tied in the front. So that's just enough to give you room for a bow and to fuss with it, and then cut the tails off to make it even. But again, if you place your order and it's over 50, then you'll get a whole bolt of it. So now this should be dry enough to sneak our little card in there. And then you can give yourself an even border here. So cute. And then we can put this up on dimensionals right down here. And my dimensionals are here. I'll put 2. And on this one, so they come together pretty quick. And again, here is what it looks like with the ribbon. So what you do is before you put this oval on, you'll just wrap the ribbon around and then tie a bow right here on the left, and then tack that down with a glue dot if you want to. And then I added my my little gold pearls down there since we've got all this other gold going on. Maybe on this one without the ribbon, I might just put it on here. I don't know. There's 4 little pearls here, so you can do 2 per card or load one up with all 4. Who knows? Here, let's see what this looks like. There's how that looks. That's cute. And we'll do this over here so you can see the difference. Okay, so those are our last 2 cards. We've got all 4 here. Okay, so we've got those and this one with that envelope and these with their envelopes. So again, you can order through next Friday. So that's a week from St. Patrick's Day. That is the 24th, I believe. And still get this whole packet mailed to you with your order over $35 before shipping and handling in my online store. Trying to find all my cards so you can see them before I sign off. We've got that one and that one with and without the ribbon. So whatever you'd like to do, I'd love to see your versions. If you are just following along and using your own supplies, you can send those to me on Facebook or email me to debjoysmeek@delightofmyart.com. That's my email. And if you have any questions, feel free to email me too. So let me put my face back up here. Thank you so much for watching and making comments. If you're watching live or later on YouTube or on Facebook, I would love to still see your comments. And please join my email list so that you can see all of the other things coming out through the week. I send out the mystery stamping instructions on Mondays, and we do free tutorial Tuesday on Tuesdays. And other events and updates and sales and everything are in there as well. So thank you for watching, and I hope that you have a great weekend. And again, place an order in my online store, orderwithdeb.com. Thanks, guys.